Yo out there fellow music collectors, yes I have shaved my beard, just in case you haven't been watching the other videos. Anyway, found a few videos, found a load of cassettes. The extras bit that's on here is some cassettes that I found whilst tidying up, but I'll do that in a moment. Anyway, new stuff first of all. First of all we have John Lennon Imagine on VHS. Now this is really collectible, because I have not seen any John Lennon stuff come out whatsoever. And this is literally, I think this came out in like 88. That's what it says on the back here. And he died in about, I think 82, 83, somewhere thereabouts. But either way, this is some of his collectible stuff, as well as some unseen footage from his wife Yoko Ono. Really nice to get that. Next we have Eric Clapton Live 85. I am a big fan of Eric Clapton. The commoner ones you'll find is Timepieces and In Concert. Those two, not so sure about, because I've got them on cassette tape. I might buy them, it just depends really. Next we have Eric Clapton 24 Nights. This one I can barely read the back on anyway, because it's all in joined up writing. But thankfully the side does say Eric Clapton 24 Nights. Really nice to get that. Next we have Eric Clapton in Concert, Birmingham, England, July 1986. Now this one is actually a featuring. As you can see, you've got quite a few people down there. And then on the back you've got a few more. You've got those two people at the bottom there who I don't know. But you've got Phil Collins of the newer Genesis and Eric Clapton. Pretty good finds. Anyway, going over to some older finds. So I've been saving these up for a little while. These were probably last month finds, and I just haven't had a chance to. First of all, we have Legends in Music, Chuck Berry. Really nice one, with original price sticker of £3 back in the day. Blimey. I think I picked this up for 10p. It's in pretty good condition. Really nice to get that one. Elvis Golden Records Volume 3. Admittedly, it's Volume 3, but hey, it's still Elvis, it's still good. Recently, quite a while ago, I went to a car boot sale. Someone was selling boxes of cassettes for 10p. It was all country stuff. I am kicking myself because they were 10p. I should have offered them £5 for all 3 boxes of stuff. But anyway, I found 3 from there, and these are the 3. Johnny Paycheck with stickers all over the front. So, great price of $2.99. $2.79. I mean $1.99. Just to get rid of it. But again, yeah, Johnny Paycheck is a later country artist, but I've not heard of his stuff, so it'd be good to see that. I'm the Urban Space Band, the very best of the Bonzo Doodah band. Now, I was pretty much raised on this kind of strangeness. My mum has, she says she's met one of these, but I'm not sure. But yeah, unfortunately this will not be played purely because it has this kind of head. Now, if you see this type of head, buy it, but only if you are collecting. This is a sponge head bag kind. This is the one that if you have an old Commodore 64 cassette player, play it on that, because it has a lot softer tendency and only works on half the voltage. I think it works on because newer ones work on 2.5 voltages. I think these ones work on like 1.5 volts or something like that. I'm not sure, but if it's the same with Acorn. But like I say, unfortunately I cannot play that one because after a while it starts to sound like that, or it starts to fade. And that's because the sponge can no longer take the pressure and it just basically collapses. Next we have Walt Disney It's a Small World, the official album of. This is on a 747 cassette, which is basically a foreign third party sort of thing. But it's a cassette that I did not have, and I'm quite happy to grab it. Haven't listened to it yet, but again, it is really nice. Very nice to grab that indeed. Recent finds, as I'm recording this, these are a couple of days ago. These came from another charity shop, 10p a piece. Had a good look through, had a lot of nice cassettes there. First of all, we have The Magic of Richard Clayderman. He is a Hammond organ and Wurlitzer player. This is from the Reader's Digest. If you see that on the side there, that horse, that's the Reader's Digest logo. These usually came in a set of 6 or 4, and are usually they were really expensive back in the day. They would have come in a box set, like I showed with the other ones over there. Okay, I'm about to butcher German, so sorry to any German fans out there. Lasting Isten in Syl, en Tube en mit der Wuchsen an Butcherman de Gurdiach, die Solidep. I have no idea what that means, but it looks like it's a German Umpar band. I brought it purely because I am strange. I like strange music. It's from a company called Tireless. I've never heard of that company, but unfortunately I didn't check it, and it sadly has a sponge head like the Bonzo Doodah band. So again, I will not be playing it, and just to show you again. Like I say, sometimes the cassettes last, sometimes they don't. I think older cassette players also might have a setting for certain heads, but not sort of like actual pressure heads, not sort of like chrome metal H2 fatigue or whatever. But yeah, another one is Splitted for C Sherlock Walsh. Now this guy is playing what looks like a tabletop Hawaiian type guitar. And I just thought, yeah, why not? I may as well buy it. It's 10p, it's cheap, so why not? Masterworks, an electronic venture into the world of classics. This is basically synth music, which came along in the late 70s, early and most of the 80s. But this is actually, I think, at the time, if you know the band Sky, who basically took classical music but did it with modern instruments, this is basically the same, but with synths, so this should be quite an interesting sound. I'm not 100% on it, but I thought worth a listen. Night Before Christmas from the Thursday's Collection, Norfolk. Now, this one I'm having second thoughts on. It's got carolers on, but it's from the Thursford Collection, which is basically organ and like Wurlitzers and Mammoth 112 key whatever organ stuff, which I like. However, it's Christmassy stuff, so it might be a bit off. Anyway, that's all the newer stuff. Older stuff that I have found recently, this is stuff that basically I had stored away somewhere down behind there, and when recently clearing out to make some more room, I found them. First up, we have Tammy Wynette, the best of Tammy Wynette. Unfortunately, this does not play, and there is a very simple reason for this. That's because the cassette is basically, yeah, it shouldn't be like that. I think it got chewed up or stretched, so it does not play, unfortunately, which is a shame. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. This does not play. I played it, and it was literally basically killing the drive belt and motor in the cassette players. It basically knackered them. Next we have Toya Sheep Farming in Barnet. Again, same problem. It seemed to pull a lot, and I don't know if there's any way to fix that, because, well, they're not sort of like there, but unfortunately it just didn't do its job very well. Now, Ditto cassettes usually have two of them. You can get them in boxes, but sometimes they have doubles. They are called Dittos because they will have two cassettes, both the same, but will be Dittos. Usually you find only the one. This is the best of Benny Hill. Benny Hill was a great comedian. Unfortunately, these two, spongehead bad kind. So, again, bit of a loss there. Next we have Words and Music, Wayne Denton. Now, I know I'm into strange music, but this is more sort of like old crooner music. However, this came from my nan's, which is my dad's mum, and yeah, it is signed by him. Now, I don't know if he is still alive or if he has passed on, but either way, it is signed to my to my dad's mum. But like I say, it's still a really collectible item, and I forgot I actually had that. Next up, we have a load. Now, you may remember a store, if you're UK based, called Woolworths. They are still going online, but a lot of their stuff that is priced or has their stickers on or is related to them is actually worth a fair amount of money. And I picked up a whole collection years ago from a charity shop for like about 30 quid, just a huge like basket full of cassettes, and it came in like 2 big plastic bags where they bagged it all up for 30 quid. And I brought all of them, and loads of these had literally like Woolworths stickers on. First of all, we have Don Gibson Sings Country Favourites with the Woolworths logo of 4 quid back in the day, so that was fairly cheap for a cassette. Next we have Mr. Cowboy Rex Allen, as you can see, very nice indeed, and the Woolworths sticker on the back for 4 quid. Now those 2 are country, so I will be listening to them. This lot, however, I won't be, but because it's got Woolworths stickers on, they are going to be very collectible. We have Foster and Allen Reflections for 7 quid. I'm thinking this was probably a double album back in the day, or maybe not, I'm not sure. But either way, 7 quid. We have the very best of Al Johnson. I'm actually going to censor this because Al Johnson was a black and white minstrel show, which is very offensive nowadays. Basically, back in the 70s, you had a show called the Black and White Minstrel Show, which was basically white people painting their faces black with white eyes and mouths. And that was very offensive but popular. This is basically a solo from him, or he did the same thing. So as you can see, I'm just censoring him out because he is a bit racist nowadays. As you can see, 4 quid back in the day from Woolworths. Bing Crosby, the late great Bing Crosby. Now the other thing that they used to do is stick them on the edge here for some odd reason. But again, I suppose that was to stop sort of like people sticking the stickers all sort of like over the contents or on the sides. But there we go, on the back. But like I say, most of them would have come in a protective case anyway, like wrapping. Next we have Moments, 20 romantic standards of the 40s and 50s. Again, £4. Pat Boone Greatest Hits. Again, 4 quid Woolworths sticker. The Best of Max Bygraves. Again, 4 quid. Unfortunately, I won't be listening to these because a lot of this is just crap. Joseph Lockley Sing Along. I think this is an Irish country singer. £3.99 again, Woolworths sticker. Ricky Nelson, The Best Of. I don't know who this is. I think he's a 50s rock and roll sensation. Either way, 6 quid. And then finally we have the very best of Bobby Vinton with another Woolworths sticker on him. And again, like I say, most of these were found while I was clearing out. I will be keeping them though because they do actually have Woolworths stickers on them. However, I might get rid of some of them if they're not worth that much. Again, I'm going to look on eBay just to see if they're worth anything. If not, they'll go out into the car boot sale. I have added them to my cassette book, but I have put Woolworths sticker on them. But again, like I say, I might put a price next to it and a date. Anyway, thanks for watching. That is the update. No records or CDs or anything. But anyway, see you next time, guys.